Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian. I'm back. I don't have a video game review this time for this video, though. I'm trying to get, I'll see if I can try to get one as soon as possible. Instead, I'm going to do something a little bit different. This one I'm titling My 2 Cents. And basically, this is me going to give sort of an opinion about something and give my take on it, though. Sometimes it's going to be game related. Sometimes it's not, so I'm going to try to give the best possible opinion to something, excuse me, as possible though. So for this video, I'm going to take a look at a recent controversy that's popped up from an upcoming game that's coming out. This one is called the Xenoblade Chronicles X one. This is a title I'm definitely looking forward to when it comes out in December though, for the Wii U though. The story the controversy that's surrounding it revolves two things. It involves the changing of an age of a certain character. I think her age in the Japanese version was she's 13 and they changed it to 15. But I think the one that's gotten the most attention, I think, has to do with the fact that when you create your avatar, if you pick a female character, apparently you won't be able to adjust her, chest or breast size. Yes, I said breast. Thank you very much. It's the internet. What do you expect? So, all right. And basically, it's at a default setting for the American version. Now, this has caused some controversy for some people, and there have been some people, some who I know on Facebook, there are some who feel this is a big deal, and then there are some who think, why is this even an issue, though, okay? I'm going to try to look at this from two different kinds of perspectives on this and try to look at it from two different ways, okay? I'll start off by looking at it on one hand, though. I do think it's a little bit ridiculous that some people are getting upset over this. I mean, seriously, you're getting upset over the fact that if you play a female avatar in Xenoblade Chronicles X, that you're making a big deal over you can't adjust her, her breast size or something. This is really a big issue in a way. I mean, I'll have the article on the description though. I believe there isn't I think there was a petition to it. I don't know if it exists. If it does, I'll put it in the link in the description and have the link there if it does exist and if you want to check it out and if you actually want to sign it, that's fine. I mean, Nintendo isn't the only company that has done this before. There have been a lot of times when certain things have been alternated and changed in terms of being released here in the US. So this isn't the first time this has happened, and I've seen this many times. I mean, the fact that they changed this character age doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, you kind of have to keep in mind, though, that the age of consent here in the US is 18. I mean, when you're 18, you're considered an adult here. For any international viewers that are watching this, though, I mean, compared to other countries as well. I mean, I know that some countries, I assume the age of consent is, I think, 16 or something. But in either case, and the fact that they changed her outfit, though, I'm not as bothered by this in any way. I mean, based on what I've heard so far, most of the story and a lot of stuff still remains intact. So these minor changes, I don't view it as a big deal. I don't care that the fact I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact that if I choose a female character, that I'm not going to be able to adjust her breast size. I mean, I'm not losing sleep over this, all right? I mean, I think to some degree, some people are kind of overreacting over this, all right? Having said that, though, I do think Nintendo does deserve some kind of criticism over this decision. Changing the character's age, not really, but the breast size, I do think I will agree to a certain extent that I do think Nintendo was being a little too protective about this. I mean, I've heard there are other games that have this feature that still kept it within the T rating, and what I find amazing is that Nintendo, you're not adding this feature in, but you were okay with Hyrule Warriors, where one of the characters, the main villain, I think it was CIA, pardon me if I'm not spelling her name correctly, where not only was she wearing what I would consider a very revealing outfit, but some of the camera angles, at least in one cutscene, showed off her pretty much her TNA. And for those who decide, as a side note, for those who write in the comic section what the hell TNA is, I'll save you the trouble for writing it. It's another way of saying tits and ass, okay? There, yes, I said tits and ass. There, I said it, all right? It's the internet. What do you expect? I mean, so I find it ridiculous that you decided to remove this feature at the same time, though. I mean, it's like, what? Are you worried that kids are going to be shocked to see a female chest for the very first time? I mean, Nintendo, I'm going to be honest with you. I am a fan, but at the same time, you kind of have to stop acting like you're the parent, okay? I mean, this isn't the first time you've made some controversial decisions that have gotten some criticism and backlash. I mean, the Splatoon decision where you don't want to add voice chat and your stupid, idiotic reason was because kids might learn cuss words. Well, unfortunately, I got a news flash for you. We live in a day and age now, and whether you like it or not, kids are a lot more exposed to a lot of things than it was like when I was growing up. So the times have certainly changed. And if you're worried about, and why not add an option to basically, if you don't have parental control, if you don't want kids, using the voice chat, and those who want to do it, use it, have them use it though. So I do think it's a little ridiculous, but I also think the biggest one was when the Angry Video Game Nerd game came out, you shut down the picture option because people were posting pictures of inappropriate things. And I'm like, really? Didn't you guys do research about the Angry Video Game Nerd and a lot of the stuff that he has said and a lot of his videos and all? I mean, wouldn't it have been better to put like a filter in saying before you use this Miiverse community, though, please enter in your birthdays? I mean, it could save yourself a lot of trouble than just saying, don't put this picture up or anything, or we're going to block you or anything. I mean, yes, it's back up, but I think it was really ridiculous. And I have to say, Nintendo, I understand that, I agree that the argument over this breast slider thing for Xenoblade Chronicles X is ridiculous, but at the same time, I'm going to have to be honest with you and say this. Stop acting like you're the parent, okay? There's a certain degree where the responsibility does fall on the parent, okay? The parent ultimately is going to have to be the one to decide whether they want to buy their 5 or 6 year old Xenoblade Chronicles X or not. They're the ones that are going to have to decide whether or not they want to buy a voice chat for their child or not. I mean, yes, I do agree there are certain degrees of responsibility, but I think there's only so much you can do to reach the point where it's like you really can't, it's like, the parent has to step in, okay? I know you're trying to become like, you want to appeal to families and kids, but there's a certain degree of how far you can go. And also, you got to understand, though, that video games are not a kids-only product anymore, okay? It's becoming more mainstream, and more people are getting into video games now more than ever. Okay? I mean, families and kids aren't the only people that play video games, okay? These kind of ridiculous policies to you are basically, in my opinion, could end up alienating more people than it should. And you need to grow your audience, though, if you really want to survive in today's gaming market. I mean, yes, I mean, it does suck that there are some kids that will shout out inappropriate slurs and all that stuff. And yeah, it is unfortunate, and it's also wrong, and it's also inappropriate for these kids to do that, but the arguments you make, it's just ridiculous. And the way you present it, you end up alienating and you end up pissing off people more than you should. So I really think that you need to sort of ease up on trying to appeal to just families and kids, okay? They're not the only people that play video games, okay? So, bottom line, Nintendo, stop being overprotective. And for everyone else, the fact that they are removing a ability to adjust the breast on a character in Xenoblade Chronicles X is not something to lose sleep over, okay? I'm not losing sleep over this, alright? I think, alright, as long as the game remains intact, and from what I understand from the story trailer, it does, then I don't view it as a big deal. So why is this even a big deal for you guys? Really? Why is it? Alright? Anyway, that's my opinion about it, though. What do you think? Do you think Nintendo's overreacting on this? Or do you think the people who are complaining about it are the ones overreacting? Or do you think both sides are? Do you agree with my perspective? Do you disagree with it, though? You know what? Hit the like button and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this. All right? All right, well, this is my first My 2 Cents video. Hopefully I'll do more at some point down the road. So, anyway, guys, see you later. Bye.